In today's video, me, the Grillionaire, the internet's most favorite barbecue expert, Mark Ashby of Grill Mart Co., we are making a sauce. Not just any sauce, a barbecue sauce from the likes that you have never seen before. Most of the sauces around this area are gonna be tomato based or vinegar based, but today, we're gonna be splitting with a banana. Let's get started. Now I know what you're thinking. Mark, you have no clue what you're talking about. A banana-based barbecue sauce. That's right. I may not have an idea of what I'm talking about, but we're gonna experiment today, and I guarantee that this is gonna be one of the best sauces you have ever made for a barbecue. And it's really an all-purpose sauce. It's good on chicken, it's good on shrimp, it's good on pork. Not really on beef with these ingredients, but that's okay. Our first step is we're gonna fire up our Grill-A-Grill's Silverback to 275 degrees, and we're gonna get these bananas smoked. You heard me right. I'm gonna set these bananas on the Silverback once we cut them in half, and we're gonna smoke them at 275 for 5 minutes. That's gonna speed up the ripening process, but it's also gonna give us more of a smoke flavor in this barbecue sauce. I'm running a competition blend of pellets from Grill-A-Grill's, so this is gonna add a nice smoky flavor to these. We're gonna smoke these for 5 minutes. All you gotta do is cut them in half and lay them on the grill like that. And when we get back here in 5 minutes, they're gonna look probably the same. 5 minutes later, let's take a look. I guarantee you, they're gonna be smoky and ripe. Look at that, perfect. We got a nice smoke consistency. We got some grilled bananas. Now we're gonna take these off the grill and we're gonna mash them, and that's our first step of this process. This recipe has a lot of eccentric ingredients to it. It is something, like I said, you have never seen before. Our first step though, take a fork to your smoked bananas and we're gonna mash them down and get a nice good mash consistency, and we're gonna push that into a bowl where we'll be mixing a lot of the other ingredients with. When you get them in your bowl, go ahead and mash them down and mix them around just a little bit more to get a nice base of that, so that we can make sure that this sauce gels together really well. Our next step is 1/4 cup of Dijon mustard. Make sure you want to get that all the way to the top. In she goes. Next ingredient is gonna be 2 tablespoons of tamarind paste, which we have some homemade tamarind paste here. Take some 100% pineapple juice, not the pineapple juice that's in the plastic containers or anything, and we're doing a 1/4 cup of that. Mix that in there, just like that. Now for a little punch of umami, we're gonna take some fish sauce here. We're gonna do 2 tablespoons of fish sauce. 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Our next step is some honey, but we all know how hard it can be to get honey out of a spoon. Here's a little Grillionaire pro tip. Take some oil and just spray the inside of it like that. It's gonna help that honey slide right off. Here we go. We'll see if that little trick worked and helps it slide right out of that spoon. We're using hot honey here because I like a little bit of a sweet heat. You can use whatever you like. And then slides right out. No mess, no stick. Perfect, just like me. Take your whisk, mix all these ingredients until it's nice and smooth. This is a very fragrant sauce already, but you can see we have it nice and mixed. It's smooth, a little chunky in there, but that's just the banana. Next step, take 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. And put her in, just like that. Next, 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. And she goes. For a little bit of heat, a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Right on top. Another 1/4 teaspoon of ground turmeric. There we go. Another 1/4 teaspoon of ground cardamom. Now, I went to the store and they didn't have any ground cardamom, but they had whole, so I just took my spice grinder and mixed it up. And we got that in there like that. A 1/4 teaspoon of ground coriander. Another 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm using a smoked sea salt here. That's good. And our last ingredient, a 1/4 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. Add as little or as much as you like. Take your trusty whisk and mix all that flavor in there together. It's already smelling good. Good. Turn on your hot box to a medium low, and then you're gonna transfer this beautiful barbecue sauce mixture into a pan. And we are going to continuously stir this for the next 5 minutes. Now what this does while we're continuously mixing over low heat is it's allowing everything to meld together and fuse together to give us this really amazing flavor combination that we have going, and that's just gonna make this sauce over the top. While we have that heating up, I'm taking just a quick break to film this section, but we have this beautiful pork chop here that we went with the trifecta of Cosmo Q sauces, the Honey Killer Bee, the SPG, and cow cover. We've been letting this bone-in pork chop sweat for the last 15-20 minutes in the fridge, and you can see that we already got a nice moisture coming out of it. So we're gonna throw this on the smoker, still at 275, and we're gonna let this come up to temp, and this is what we're gonna try our sauce on today. And of course, we're gonna be using our Typher Instaprobe to make sure that this comes up to the right temperature, and we're gonna get a fast and accurate reading with this thing. Let's throw this on the smoker. Lay it down gently, because this is a gorgeous piece of meat. When we're done smoking this, we're gonna sear it right over here on my Locos Cooker griddle, and that's gonna give us a nice crust on there and lock in all that flavor once we put that beautiful, beautiful barbecue sauce on. We've been stirring this for about 5 minutes continuously now and vigorously. So the next step, take it and remove it from the heat just like that. Turn off the hot box and let it come up to room temperature. This is gonna take probably the same amount of time as it takes to cook that pork chop on the smoker. It's definitely room temperature now, but you can see it's still a little bit of chunk in there. So we're gonna put it in our KitchenAid food processor here, and hopefully that will thin it out. We set it on the puree setting. Let's see what comes of it. And this is the beautiful sauce right here, our banana barbecue sauce, which I'm gonna be revealing the name of this sauce at the end of the video. But we are going to pour this now pureed sauce into our squeeze bottle here. Look at that. Not chunky anymore. Beautiful. Now we're gonna pull this pork chop off at just about 125 so we can sear it to about 135, and then we're gonna let it rest to 145. So let's check it out with our new Typher Culinary Instaprobe here. This is the fastest reading thermometer on the market. Went a little far in there. Look at that, 125. Look how fast that reads. Perfect, just like me. So let's throw it on our already heated up Loco griddle. We're gonna check the temp for about 135, which is where we're looking on our Typher Instaprobe here. 135, perfect. So now it's time to pull it off, and we're gonna let this rest for about 10 minutes before we add that beautiful, beautiful sauce to it. Now I know this pork is not the star of the show, but I mean, come on, look at that. Gorgeous, beautiful, lots of moisture in there. This is coming out to about 147, so just right where we want it. And of course, we have this gorgeous sauce. And the name of this sauce will be coming after we taste this pork. So we're just gonna drizzle this over here and we're gonna make it look all nice and fancy. Now we drizzled it over so it looks nice and fancy like we're at a restaurant, but I'm gonna put some on the side here as well. And you can see it has that gorgeous color on there. This is beautiful. So let's cut into this perfectly cooked pork chop. It's already got some sauce on there, but you can see gorgeous flavoring on there, nice little fat cap. And we're gonna dunk it right in that sauce. Cheers. Wow. Oh my gosh. That flavor is phenomenal. It has, I don't even know where to describe this. There's sweetness to it because of the bananas and the pineapple juice, which gives it that nice tropical flair. It has some umami flavor from the fish sauce, lots of spices from around the world, some Asian, some Indian, kind of ingredients going on in there as well. And I know what you're thinking, a banana-based barbecue sauce. I promise you, this works. Once you puree it and you get that gorgeous color like that with all those flavors in there, this is gonna take you on, oh my gosh. This is gonna take you on a flavor ride that you never would have expected. I'm glad I could show you this video today, this recipe, because I wanna share my recipes. I'm not a gatekeeper. I share any knowledge that I get. And I've been messing with some great flavors, reading books about different flavor combos and stuff like that. And this is what I came up with. And I am so proud of this sauce. Now, your sauce, after you've made it, has about a 1 to 3 month lifespan on it, but I can guarantee it is not gonna last that long. Do this at home. Make sure you go to grillmarkco.com, go to my menu board blog, that's where this recipe is gonna be, and you can make your own Tropi-Grill sauce. I'm just so glad that this turned out perfect, just like me. Until next time, make sure you eat well, you do well, and you serve fantastic sauces like this right here. We'll see you then.
Premiumbeat.com.